Time now is 13 minutes past 8. You're listening to Newstalk Breakfast. We're joined in studio by Joan Burton, Labour Party's finance spokesperson and deputy leader, and Constantin Gurdgiev, economist and Trinity College lecturer. Before you were a politician, Joan, you were an accountant, and accountants are something that I understand. Now, if I was doing a deal and you were my accountant, say it was just a couple of million, first thing I do is I get my accountant to do due diligence, and secondly, if I was buying something, I'd look for a warranty from the directors to say everything you're telling me about this proposal is true. Are the government, is NAMA guilty of gross naivety in the way they've handled this now that their original plans are out the window?
Well, the government set the terms on which NAMA took over these debts, and I think what Frank Daly was saying yesterday, listen, we thought that these guys in the banks would play ball and play fair with us. Guess what? They really haven't. When we actually took over this bundle of debts, which the government, if you like, ordered what we were going to do, we found that the debts were worth vastly less than was said. And secondly, the government said, listen, we'll make sure NAMA is okay, because we'll be putting in good assets as well as bad loans, and those good assets will yield an income. And yesterday they said, even on the ones that were supposed to be yielding an income, like a shopping centre or a block of apartments or something like that, the income yield is down to 25%. It's almost half of what we originally thought we'd get. So NAMA said yesterday, we thought we'd make a profit of 4.8 billion 9 months ago based on what the government told us to do. Yesterday, our best outlook really, guys, is probably that we'll end up making $1 billion at most, but maybe we'll even lose 800 million. And then also, by the way, the government didn't say to NAMA at the time, you're also taking over another little package of debt that's a note on the bank's balance sheets. That's 14 billion. It's a complex debt called derivatives based on basically gambling. Some of the banks obviously gambled on interest rate swaps towards the end of the banking, towards the absolute high point of the banking crisis. And the taxpayer is now taking those off the bank's balance sheets. But the real problem is that turn to the other side of banking and let's look over at those banks who've been cleansed. Are they lending? No. Are they back doing good business, making a profit? Can we sell our shares that the state owns and get some of our money back? No. The banks are actually still on life support. So we're going through all this pain and more, and taxpayers and citizens are getting nothing except more debt out of it. That's the disaster of the government strategy.